For many, Park Hill is iconic. Since 1957, it's been a massive part of Sheffield's history. It's here that National Youth Theatre have set the second part of their environmental trilogy, Slick.
I just wanted to do something that was epic. I needed to include the individual so that we could really focus who the person and who the people were of that real love story. But I had 220 people, so I wanted to really showcase them at their absolute best and use them as we should. We should never apologise for having that many people, and I thought it was always integral that we show them. That's what National Youth Theatre is best at, having a really tight ensemble. You just have to be so clear. You set the exercise up. I was so aware that I wanted all the material that we created to come from them. I didn't want to impose anything. I wanted them to generate material that they wanted to perform. And I think when we watch the show, you go, they love doing it. And you almost want to run in and be a part of it because they just have so much joy in performing it. It was tough. It was really tough to rehearse with that many people, but we split it up into sections. I would work with a group of 70 and then another group and then another group, and then we try and pull it all together. It's a mad job, but it's so much fun and it's so rewarding. Anna wanted to use aerial performers, and I think with a site like this, the backdrop of it is so important. And a way of relating it back to not just being on this level and on the floor is to use the height of that building. And we've just took our audience on a journey through the whole of it. And then to see where you've been, but in a completely different way, just makes it almost 4D. You're like, I'm looking here, oh my God, and it's up here as well. I think it just fulfills that whole picture. It's been a joy to work on. I've loved it. I love the National Youth Theatre members. They're so committed. There are no other organisations out there that can do this kind of work. They've loved it, and I think I just feed off their energy and what they give me. It's been a brilliant 3 weeks.
So for the project, we've been looking at lots of different sites across the north of the country because we wanted to get out of London. We wanted to say the National Youth Theatre isn't just a London-based company. So we looked in Liverpool, we looked in Manchester, we looked in Sheffield, and we were going to go from city to city. When we saw Park Hill, that we could do the whole thing here, we didn't need to go from one site to another. It was just the perfect location.
I do performing arts a lot, and it's very rare that you do a massive project that includes the Yorkshire Wildlife Trust, that looks at issues affecting our environment and that really touches on recycling on such a massive on-site, site-specific performance. It's been amazing, it really has. Yeah, it's been a project like no other, it really has. And that's one thing the National Youth Theatre continue to do, and that's put forward projects that haven't been done.
It's a challenge, it's a lot of logistics, it's a lot of planning every evening about what's worked, what hasn't. It's a lot of talking with the directors. It's also, before the process began, I really thought long and hard about how a young person would want to work within this project, and I felt for the first week I didn't really want to touch the script. I wanted the company to feel like a tight ensemble, and the only way to do that was to play for a week. So we played for a week, all the directors rotated, and then it felt like we had a tight company and we could begin work on a script. The National Youth Theatre is different because it's extraordinary. It's not about whether you've got money, it's about whether you've got talent, and it's whether you've got an interest in theatre as a whole. It brings together people from all walks of life, from all diverse backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, from different classes. They come together, they share something, bringing together young talent and young aspiration.
You've got young people who start at the age of 13, and you'd never, the professional level that you succeed to here is amazing, it really is.
So the next project is Flood. That's our final environmental part, and it looks at the retelling of Noah's story in a multi-faith storytelling.
The tiger, you try to hold us.